But and then now going back to, you are now officially the actual shortstop on the Houston Astros, right? Your rookie year starting. All this controversy, whatever, gets added now with the situation that you even clarify now that people didn't know with, you know, the Carlos Correa. Well, actually, going back to the Carlos Correa, there was a moment that is like a myth online on YouTube. Every time people bring it up, there was an actual moment when, I forgot the exact game, but you did so well in the game that afterwards they wanted to interview you. And then Carlos was working for TBS at the time, so he was the one that ended up interviewing you. So there's this theory online, this awkward interview. Oh my God, this awkward moment between Carlos and Jeremy. What was this moment in your words? Was it actually awkward? Do you know that he was going to interview you? What was this actual like feeling? Like, what was the truth behind this? Because you mentioned, like, you know, he kind of metaphorically or subliminally passed the torch to you in a sense. He showed you love, but then after you left the team, was it still that while you were in that moment? You know, did you have a relationship with Carlos and it wasn't as awkward as the internet's trying to make the narrative?
Right. So I didn't know he was going to interview me. You know, when they told me I was getting interviewed, you said it was TBS? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what it was. But, you know, they go through their lineup. You know, they go through, I think it was Curtis Granderson, you know, a bunch of legends in the game, and then Carlos Correa happened to be on that panel. And it was cool. You know, it was cool because it was kind of like you saw this last year when we were here, and now you're in it, you know, and it's like, you know, keep doing it.
Yeah.
You know, I felt like he was pulling for me. You know, that's what it felt like. He reached out to me after we won the World Series.
Really? What do you say? Or you don't have to say obviously what it was, but kind of even summarize it. What was his kind of like energy and his messaging to you after winning the World Series, Carlos?
It was just like, hey, congratulations, man. Like, this is special. Like, this is why we all play, you know, to win the World Series. You did that your first year. You know, enjoy it. It's a beautiful thing. Yeah. And then now you got to do it again. You know, it's like now you got to like ball out next year. Yeah. You know, this year's in the past. Like, now you got to really do it again. So yeah.
So the interview wasn't necessarily awkward in your perspective. You felt like it definitely was like okay, it's cool. It's like, oh, it's cool. He's rooting for me. Look at this. Almost like a mirror effect. You felt like, oh, you were here, there, then you see this happen. Because people almost painted it as if, because he's still obviously playing. And this year, he had a great year. You guys, and I'm not sure if you checked the stats, but I checked them. You guys had very identical stats this year. Statistically, even when it came to home runs, it was exact. I believe it was 22 for the year, both of you guys. So this is a great player nonetheless. But in that time, people created this narrative almost as if he retired and now was broadcasting and now he's looking at you like, oh, you know, this whole situation. But in your perspective, no, he was rooting for you.
Yeah, he's like I said, he's a class act. Yeah, you know, an example to follow. And yeah, it was not awkward at all. It was just a cool moment. They gonna let me for my ambition.